Members of Oklahoma's 2nd 285th are in Iraq right now on a year-long deployment.
While I was embedded with members of Bravo Company, I learned that smuggling illegal weapons into that country from Iran was a big problem. So in part 3 of our series, we fly security for crews trying to stop those smugglers. Come along with our Oklahomans on the war front. The coffee is brewing and the clock reads just before 2 a.m. in Al-Nasiriyah, Iraq, which is 6 p.m. back home. Oklahomans here are already at work. The pilots on duty have much to do. First is check the day's weather. The weather conditions in Iraq are a daily battle for our soldiers, with pop-up storms, high winds, and blowing sand, always blowing sand.
Basically, what we are looking at is a lot of really crappy weather.
The weather can change as quickly here as it does in Oklahoma, and the consequences, equally life and death.
This is the bunch of thunderstorms down here by Basra. Right now, they're starting to die down. Got a lot of rain down there. There is the occasional strike bolt of lightning coming out of them.
That's where our teams are scheduled to fly, and low visibility makes this mission much riskier.
Let's go.
Next stop is the airfield to get the Black Hawk ready to go. Crews begin working a full 3 hours before scheduled liftoff. That includes firing up the bird and completing a pre-flight checklist to make sure all systems are a go.
All the breakers are good behind your head. I got these up here.
Then it's back to the office for more mission adjustments and high security briefings as the sun comes up. Then, 7 hours after that first pot of coffee, it's time to fly. We're in the Black Hawk flying wingman for Apaches. Apaches hold a pilot and a co-pilot who doubles as a gunner. They carry Hellfire missiles, 2 3/4-inch rockets, and a 30mm chain gun. Their job on this day is to swoop down on convoys traveling on the roads below to search for smuggled weapons. Our job is to fly above them, searching the ground and air for threats. Basically, we've got their back. This is not a typical mission, but other crews got stranded by sandstorms, so last-minute changes had to be made, which we learned happens all the time. What has been surprising about being here?
How fast and how the fast pace of the day. It never stops. The constant movement of the day-to-day stuff.
Nothing is ever the same here. It changes. You'll no more have a mission set. You want those people to go fix it. That aircraft will break. You'll have to get different people, different crews. It's just it's an ongoing job.
As an air assault company, Bravo Company's bread and butter mission is to put troops on the ground for combat. If you think of the Talil base, where they're stationed as the mothership, there are smaller ships or bases all over Iraq that need supplies, people, and paperwork every day. Bravo Company, our guys and gals, they transport those people in packs. They train to be on time, on target, plus or minus 30 seconds.
Chances are, if you've traveled anywhere in the air in a Black Hawk in 2010 in Iraq, probably one of our aircraft.
You see a lot of interesting landscape after a 6-hour day in the sky. These marshes are an unexpected surprise after all the desert we've seen. The Oklahomans say the way Iraqi citizens respond to Americans flying overhead, well, it varies day by day.
I mean, you see one house, some people's waving, next house over, they're throwing rocks and shoes, so there's no telling.
The Apache crews did find mortar rounds and rockets during their search of the smugglers that day. We have much more video and photos at newson6.com. Next Wednesday, we'll show you some of the good-natured pranks the soldiers played on each other while we were in Iraq, also on us.
I can't wait to see that.
Oh, yeah, they all have to lighten the mood somehow, so they're good pranksters.
All right, we look forward to